Welcome to today's episode of Average Joe News Co. This is episode number 2. Today we're going to be covering two stories. One is an Olympian who is facing felony charges for ripping up a piece of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool liner, and the other is regarding the home of sliced bread. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
David Hearn, a 67-year-old three-time Olympic canoeist, was indicted on a felony charge of destruction of property for tearing a section of sealant liner from the floor of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Prosecutors and National Park Service employees allege that Hearn forcefully used his bare hands to rip up about 2 square feet of the liner, causing more than $1,000 in damages. He faces up to 10 years in prison. Now, before we get started, his excuse for this is that he saw a detached piece of the liner, reached into the pool to feel it. Now, that could definitely be the case. I personally think we can come up with a better explanation here. I think what actually happened is you're a canoeist by trade. You saw this recently cleaned reflecting pool and thought to yourself, this is a controlled environment that I can train in. The added benefit of it is that it's not like a normal river where if you splash a little bit of water in your mouth, you're probably going to walk out of there with a case of E. coli. You were scouting the ground, you noticed there was a ripped up piece of liner and thought to yourself, this could potentially eject me from my canoe. This is a safety concern, and not only that, it might ruin my reputation as an elite athlete. We can't have that. That's what I think happened. That's a better explanation than just you wanted to feel what the liner felt like. On to topic number 2. Chillicothe, Missouri is celebrating the 98th year anniversary of commercially sliced bread. I'm going to breeze past any explanation here. The guy who invented a multi-bread slicer and wrapping machine was based in this town. Now, I don't want to take away from this small town in Missouri, especially if this is their one claim to fame and maybe a part of their economy. But having said that, I'm not sure that taking something that probably already exists and commercializing it is really discovering it. This made me think about peasants in the Middle Ages. I feel like they were eating like 80% bread. Someone somewhere had to have just gotten bored with that and said, you know what, I'm going to cut a little piece of this, put a tomato on it, a piece of lettuce. Boom, you've got a sandwich.
Fire in the hole!
I think my conclusion to this is that I'm going to give the discovery of both sliced bread and also sandwiches to the common folk peasantry of the Middle Ages. Moving on to sports. There's not a status update on yesterday's recommendation quite yet. That game actually just started, so we'll go back and look at that tomorrow and see how we did. For today's recommendation, we have the U.S. Adaptive Open. If you're not familiar with that, it is the USGA, the United States Golf Association's national championship for golfers that are classified as having a physical, visual, or intellectual impairment. Specifically in this recommendation, there's a guy named Kip Poppert, who is a professional golfer, formerly competed on the DP World Tour. So he's quite skilled, and he has cerebral palsy. He is going for his 4th consecutive U.S. Adaptive Open win, and we want to wish him all the luck. I think that could be an interesting watch with some, added storylines behind it that could be cool to tap into. Again, I just can't recommend soccer. The U.S. lost last night, so I'm officially probably done watching most of them. I'll keep track of the scores, but I can't in good conscience recommend you any soccer games. So
America, people fucking hate soccer, and honestly, that's the way it should be.
That's my thought today for sports. Moving on to weather. First off, for while that's warm, we have Basra, Iraq at 122 degrees. Similar to Kuwait City yesterday. That's just way too damn hot. I don't understand how you're existing in that temperature. I think in Basra, it's probably like this all the time, like Kuwait City, especially like in the summer. So if you want to check in and tell me how life is in Basra, Iraq when it's 122 degrees, please do so. Moving on to that's frigid, we have Alert, otherwise known as Nunavut, Canada. Now, the high there is also 38 degrees, and I'm getting really suspicious because I'm pretty sure the cold temperature yesterday was 38 degrees. I said yesterday that I didn't understand how there weren't colder places. This may be a sourcing error on my part, but there's got to be somewhere that's colder than 38 degrees in the southern hemisphere. It's like the middle of their winter right now, right? It just doesn't really make any sense to me. I'll try to sharpen my research methods here, but if you're in Nunavut, Canada, let me know, is it actually 38 degrees? And again, if there's somewhere colder that I'm missing here, let me know, because I feel wrong that I keep saying this. It feels ridiculous to say that the coldest place on earth with people living in it is 38 degrees. All right, that's been episode 2 of the Average Joe News Co. As we said, this is going to come out every day of the week except for Monday. Check back in for some more episodes. Thanks for watching this far.
That is a must. Wake up, get to it, ain't nothing about it. The only way to it is do it, no way around it. Before that, we cruising like the Caribbean with mileage. I'ma always be solid. I'm a young brother with knowledge. Go do the science, dog. Always I'm like a pilot, dog. Look at my eyes, I'm tired, dog.